Has your doctor, daycare, or a friend suggested a speech therapy assessment for your toddler, and now you're nervous about what's actually going to happen? Maybe you've been worrying and Googling late at night and read words like speech delay, speech disorder, language disorder, and now you're not sure what to expect. It can be very overwhelming. You're imagining clipboards and tests, and you and your child being judged. I'm Damien, a speech and language therapist with over 10 years experience working with toddlers and families. On this channel, I share practical evidence-based tips to help you support your child's speech and language at home. If you like straightforward strategies and guidance without all the jargon, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video. In today's video, I'll walk you step by step through what really happens in a speech therapy assessment for a toddler, so you know exactly what to expect and why it's not as scary as it sounds. To make things easier, I've created a get ready guide you can download. It's a simple checklist with prompts about your child's speech and language. You can use it to jot down thoughts before your appointment so you feel prepared and have all the key details ready for your therapist when they ask you questions about your child. The download link is in the description below.
I'll take that.
Now, just to clarify, this download is not an assessment tool. It's just a little note-taking questionnaire you can use to help you plan what you want to talk about with your speech therapist. And you can have this info on hand when you go to visit them. Before we dive in, let me clear up a common worry. An assessment is not a test that your child passes or fails. It's more like a snapshot. We're building a picture of your child's communication, what's working well, what's developing, and where extra support could help. And in this video, I'm going to take you inside what actually happens in a speech therapy assessment, step by step, so you can feel prepared, confident, and ready to support your child. Setting the scene. First, let's talk about the room itself. Forget the sterile hospital vibe. With toddlers and children under 4 years of age, assessments happen usually in a child-friendly space. So we're talking toys, books, puzzles. And yes, we will be getting on the floor, believe you me.
My back! Oh, my back!
The goal at this age isn't necessarily to test your child in a formal way. We're not very likely going to have them sit upright at a desk and answer some brain-busting questions.
Quiet. I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
It's to see how they naturally communicate in play and everyday activities. Because children show us their best skills when they're relaxed, having fun, and not feeling pressured. Sometimes parents will think, oh, what if my child doesn't say any words today? They get quite anxious about that. That's completely fine. I often remind parents that speaking and saying words is only one part of the speech therapy assessment puzzle. I'm also assessing things like non-verbal communication skills, so things like eye contact and using gesture. I'm also looking at their speech sounds, and I'm also looking at their language comprehension, so what words and phrases your child understands. This is just to build an overall picture of your child's communication skills. Now, before we dive into the toys and talking with your toddler, I'll ask you, the parent or caregiver, some questions about your child's overall communication skills. This part can feel a bit like a chat over a coffee, but it's crucial. Some questions I may ask are things like, what words does your child already use? Do they combine words? How do they let you know what they want? How do they play with others? What speech sounds does your child use? And what's their favorite activities? This parent interview gives me the context because you know your child best. And by the way, there are no wrong answers here. I'm not grading you. I just want the clearest picture of your child's world. Observing communication skills. Now we watch your child in action. I might bring out toys like blocks, dolls, bubbles, or picture books.
I've never seen so many toys.
This part feels like playtime, but I'm quietly tracking important areas. Things like social communication. Does your child make eye contact? Do they point? Do they use gesture? Vocabulary. How many words do they use and what kind of words? Combining words. Are they linking 2 to 3 words like ball go or oh no? Play skills. Pretend play, turn taking, or problem solving. Speech sounds. Which sounds are clear, which are missing. At age 2, we don't expect perfection, but we note speech sound patterns. Sometimes I'll model little prompts like ready, set, to see if they're going to fill in the gaps and say go. Even if your child is shy or doesn't speak, that's okay. I can still gather lots of information from their play, gestures, and how they interact with you. Depending on your child's age, we might use short checklists or play-based tests. For example, I might show a picture book and ask, where's the dog? Or give simple direction like, put the block in the box. But here's the key, it's all disguised as play. If your child refuses, that's completely fine, we pivot. A good assessment is very flexible. Now, sometimes we'll use what's called a screening tool. That's just like a short check, like a quick health checkup, to see if everything looks on track or if we need to dig deeper. Other times we might do something called a standardized assessment. That's more like a full diagnostic. It's structured, it's longer, and compares your child's skills to thousands of other children their age. Both are useful, but they serve different purposes. A screening is faster and tells us if we should investigate further. A standardized assessment gives us a detailed score that can guide therapy or qualify your child for services. So here's my thoughts. Always ask your speech therapist what they're planning to use and why. Sometimes a quick screener is perfect. Other times, especially if you're really concerned, a full standardized test, which usually goes into a lot more depth, will give you clearer answers. What happens after? Once I've gathered all that info, I'll sit with you and explain what your child is doing really well, where they might need extra support, whether therapy is recommended, or if we just watch and wait with strategies for home. The overall goal is you leave with a better understanding of your child's speech and language skills. And usually, I'll give you practical tips to start using right away, so you don't feel like you're stuck waiting for the next session. So to recap, a speech therapy assessment isn't scary. It's play-based, parent-led, and focused on giving you answers. And remember, needing support isn't a reflection on you as a parent. Many children benefit from early intervention, and research consistently shows that the earlier we identify challenges, the better the long-term outcomes for your child's speech and language. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit subscribe for more practical evidence-based tips. If you'd like a copy of that note-taking guide I mentioned, you can grab it for free in the link below. It's an easy one-page checklist that helps you remember the important details about your child's speech and language before your appointment, so you can walk in confident and prepared to answer any questions the speech therapist might have. Until next time, keep talking, keep playing, and I'll see you in the next video.